Troops, here we are again, Thursday night. Another Eagle podcast. Another Eagle has joined the Eagle.
Bish bash bosh.
Eagles fly with Eagles. And tonight I've been joined by the main man, the king of coffee. It's Mr. Rob D. Rob Dennison, how are you doing, sir?
Hey, what's happening, brother? How's it going?
I'm amazing. I'm proper smashing life. And you're sort of one of the guys who, when I first came on the scene, was someone who I looked at and thought, there's a guy right there who is 125% dialed in and has got the accountability meter set to 125. And I need to get to his level, and then things will start changing. How's things working out for you? What's going on? What's happening with 50 Cal?
Wow, mate. Busy. I might even give you a little sneak peek of what's to come, actually. I think there's something very exciting that's coming. And,
exclusive!
Yeah, you might be getting a little exclusive, brother. Well, that's
yes.
Firstly, thank you very much for those kind words.
Oh, no, absolutely.
I always aspire to inspire. I think that's definitely where we're at. And I like to be very caffeinated all the time. So that means that I can run at 55% faster than Usain Bolt. Yeah. And I like to get stuff done. I'll apologise right now. I do swear. I swear quite a bit.
Swear away, mate. This is, if you can't handle a bit of swearing in your life, then I just say this to people who are listening. Where will you be if you can't handle swearing?
Well, if you can't have swearing, you're fucked, because I'm a swearaholic. But I do try and tame it down a bit. But life is absolutely gravy, mate. We've had some ups and downs recently with the business, but mainly ups, because that's what coffee is. It's an upper. And it's been life's just amazing, dude. And watching people like yourself grow, and bringing a different theme to the world is fantastic, mate. And it's just great. It's just good to be part of a world that's full of mental people. I love it.
Yeah, it's really good. And for those who don't know the backstory, I first heard about you when you were doing your in 80 coffees, which was unbelievable. And it's probably just over a year ago, I think, and sort of just how much we've all sort of moved on. In a year's not really a long time, and when you're talking about business, but let's just go into that. Let's talk about in 80 coffees and the process behind it, and how it all just got started and where you went with it. Because people need to know, because there's people asking me for donations because they're walking 5K.
Look, the thing is, though, dude, it was never about the money side of life. It was never about any of that side of life. It wasn't about donations. Basically, I joined. I set up the company because I'm an arrogant coffee lover, and that was the basis of everything that I've done. Is that I love coffee, and I want other people to appreciate that good coffee doesn't have to be, one, expensive, and B, it doesn't have to be made from some star fucks or no fucks given, or whatever you want to call it, or cost a lot. You don't need to go from them, mate. They're crap, and I'll say that outrightly. But what it was that I joined a community of veterans, and I thought, oh my God, I didn't really realise how many veterans in the world suffered, and I kind of didn't really suffer that badly. I had a little bit of a flop, but I was very lucky that I went around the world, so I kind of drank my way through my transition, should we say, from military to civilian life. And what happened was I saw that there was loads of people around the country that potentially could do really well together, but weren't talking to each other. They kind of left the military and gone on their own way. They were being ducks, mate. They were being ducks on their own. They had the potential to be eagles, but they were being ducks because they weren't working as a pack. They weren't wolves. They were being sheep. So my idea was that I wanted to get all these people talking and chatting to each other, and I wanted to do something absolutely ridiculous. And the idea was that over a period of time, we'd cycle around the country completely off the kindness of veterans, talking to people, interviewing people, staying with wherever we could pitch a tent. Yeah. Absolutely unaided. So just a bicycle and a human being. And that was how we rolled. And it was absolutely out of this world, mate. And we obviously got very privileged to come and stay with you, which is epic. Ended up doing 1,200 miles. And for a fat knacker, that's pretty epic. It was good, mate. And obviously the weather was the complete opposite of what this is now. I mean, we are in torrential rain, but it was the hottest summer on record for God knows how long, and it was absolutely phenomenal, mate. It was a very emotional ride. I got to meet loads of really cool veterans who blew me away. I'm not going to lie, just absolutely blew me away.
I think what you did was you really took it on to another level. I met so many people because of what you did, and then obviously yourself and everyone else that was involved in the ride. It just opened the network up, and more people need to realise in this game that it is about good luck trying to be eagle fly solo, but you need other eagles with you to make it a success. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You will only fly so high and for so far by yourself. You need a team, and I'm quickly now establishing myself now, and another one of my sayings is now eagles fly with eagles, because surround yourself with the right people who are moving in the right way, and you will naturally go with them. Do you know what I mean? Their journey is your journey, and it's not just a play on words. It's what I 100% agree with. And are you going to this networking meeting next week in London?
I can't make it, mate. I can't make it. No, I'm gutted.
Yeah, Scott. What he's done here, he's give us such a great opportunity to go down to the capital city and do such an amazing networking event and learn so much that I've taken time off work and are now in the process of planning the greatest logistical challenge since D-Day. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's coming all the way from the northeast down to London. Oh, you just got on the train. Yeah, the train's about 9 million quid return.
Eagles aren't stupid, mate. Eagles aren't stupid.
Yeah, but it's a shame that you can't be there. But no,
it is, mate. But actually, big shout out to Scott Johnson for all the work he's done. I'm very privileged to call him a close friend. Yeah, really close friend, and I love the guy to bits. He's just got the right mentality, the right headset going on, and he just smashes it daily. Smashes it daily. Love that man.
Yeah, 100% agree. And there's people in the VOUK community. If we had 100 Scott Johnsons, we'd already be running the show. We'd be doing Brexit right now. We'd be sorting it. We'd be getting the deal. Do you know what I mean? And
we don't want a deal.
No, we don't. We don't want a deal. But
want the veterans deal.
Yeah, we want the veterans deal. But what I'm saying is we'd be getting it done. And what I find is that is the veteran-owned community is great. But there's definitely a few people who aren't pulling the weight. And I'm not having a dig. If it's not their cup of tea, it's not their cup of tea.
I'll have a dig, mate.
Well,
I'll go full bore into with you.
We'll go. Yeah, we'll go. This is where we're going.
My pain. It's my absolute pain.
They don't realise what it is that they have been given the golden egg, right? But you've got to nurture it and you've got to look after it. And it's not always going to be gold and shiny. Some days you're going to have to put your arm over it. But eventually, if you persevere and give 110% into it, that egg will turn into the greatest golden eagle that's ever flew. And
you're a man of analogies. I love it.
And I want to be on the back of that eagle when it's flying high. And there's some people, it must be frustrating because I think there's some people, and you want to go into it, so we'll go into it, entitlement. And I totally agree with you. There is some people who are not getting the full, they don't understand the concept of it, do they? Of what it potentially could be.
It is. Where do I start? Right, let me tell you something, and this is factual. This is coming straight from the horse's mouth, if you will. Yeah. Veterans. Right, you're not owed fuck all. Simple as that.
Boom. Fact one. Yeah.
Fact one. You're not owed anything. You've done a great job, and I thank you for your service. I thank every single human being that's ever served in this country, whether it be fire, ambulance, anyone, and military veterans as well. But it doesn't mean to say that you can then stand with your hands out going, give me, give me, give me, because it's not going to work. It does not work like that. And to ask that of people is just absolutely, it's just nonsense. You need to strap up your belt a little bit, tighten yourself up and go, do you know what? I'm going to go out there and get it. You've got the golden ticket. You've just said, you've got you've got that badge behind you that says, I've served my country and I'm willing to put those ethics and those things I've learned within the military into good use. Because if you just go out there and go, oh, please, woe is me, I'm sorry. But no, fuck off. I'm not interested in that. Yeah. If you've got a genuine problem and actually, PTSD is rife Yeah. Or PTS, I don't like to call it disorder. It's not a disorder. It's just something that is absolutely terrible. We all have our little strains of issues that we have in our mindsets. But if you've got proper fallout from being in the military, then you should be looked after 100%. There's no quibbles with that whatsoever. 100% you should be looked after. If you have a bit of a wobble, there should be somebody there to look after you. The veterans do that for veterans, 100%. And the military guys do it for veterans, and veterans do it for military guys. 100%, we look after each other.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm talking about in any way, shape or form. The people I'm talking about is the people that go, woe is me. Oh, look at me. I'm poor. You know, I've done my service. And actually, you'll find that most of those people that are saying that are the people that have done bugger all anyway. And it really grips my shit. You know, people like myself, I'm putting myself out there. I work a graft every day. And people think that business is easy. It's not easy. You know, I put 14, 15 hours in every single day relentlessly. And people don't see that side of life. And people go, oh, you've got it easy. No, I haven't. I've worked fucking hard to get where I am. And people like yourself, mate, who've put in the graft every single day. I see you relentlessly putting in the graft. Scott Johnson, relentlessly putting in the graft.
Yeah.
And yet there's people out there going, it's easy for you. No, it's not. Is it balls? I got off my arse and did something about it. It really freaks me out.
Let's just go in it. Let's just rip them apart. I'm gonna rip someone apart now. My old unit, which is not more than, say, Catwick from Darlton, I don't know, 15 miles away, right? As the duck flies. I stupidly believed that my old unit, once they found out what I was doing, would just say, oh, Baymo, what a lad. You know, we'll help you organise this, we'll help you do that, we'll get the single blokes on, and all this. You were such a great bloke. And I'll tell you now, I've had zero from my old unit. There's been a few individuals from the unit who have sort of liked and shared my stuff, but as it stands to date now, out of what 5-6 years service down at 5 Reg RA, I've had 3 blokes come on events in 15 months.
Wow.
And it's like, cheers, lads. Thanks very much for supporting us. And then the necky bastards have the neck to come to me and say, would you do a National 3 Peaks for free? Yeah? No bother, guys. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll drive the minibus as well if you want. Oh, would you? No, I won't.
I'll make the wets, cook the butties.
Yeah. Do you remember them things called battery subs, which are illegal? Yeah? Well, I'll tell you what, you can just pay me out of them, can't you? Because you shouldn't be collecting them anyway because it's an illegal fund. But I had a word with myself, and do you know what I did? I just went and got all my old friends on my FaceB, and I just binned them all because I thought, obviously, I'm wanting too much of you. So therefore, it's my fault for expecting too much of people. So we're not friends anymore, so get binned. I was asked if I want to go on a random stag do or something in Manchester a few weeks' time on the lash all day, and I'm like, I haven't been on the lash for like 3 years, and it ain't gonna start now. Plus there's money for self-destruction, but there's no money for achievement and supporting a friend in brackets. And I'm like, nah, I'm not going, lads. I'd rather eat wasps. Do you know what I mean?
I think people get confused. I mean, here's the thing, that we all grow, we all change, we all become different people, and that's fine. That's good. A lot of people hold on to things too long, relationships and stuff. And something else that I try and support as many veterans as I can. I keep going about the veterans. There's a lot of people I support outside of the veteran community as well. But I'm training to be a counsellor at the moment. A counsellor.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I've got to do a counselling course, and then I'm going to work my way up and go through the system, hopefully to become a psychotherapist. And that's, to make a real difference and really help people.
Yeah, you'd be good at that.
Yeah, cheers, brother. I think that a lot of people say they want to make a difference, but they don't actually action anything. And that's the growth mentality in itself. Oh yeah, I'd do that if I could. I've got full of excuses about bullshit, and that's that sounds like what you've been through, brother. Of
Yeah,
going, yeah. It doesn't suit me, but it'll suit me when it's about me. People live in
yeah,
their own bubble, dude, and that's the
yeah,
problem. And that's the
and
entitlement piece in a nutshell, really, is they live in
yeah,
a bubble.
100%. I was asked a question on another podcast, and I'll put it to you because you're a man of integrity and a man of accountability. Someone asked me what I thought of Ant Middleton, and my answer was this: he does a lot for Ant Middleton. He doesn't do anything for veterans. What do you think?
No, I agree. I agree. Look, we're all out to better ourselves and do well for ourselves, aren't we? And no one can deny that Ant Middleton has been very, very successful. You can't deny that. He's on TV everywhere you look, and all the team that have done all the Who Dares wins and stuff. And anybody who reaches the accolade of being special forces, I take my hat off to them.
Yeah.
As well as anybody who joins to become a chef or to become anything, you know what I mean? Admin,
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll take my hat off to everybody equally because we're all veterans in the same way.
Yeah.
What I can't say he's done a great deal for the veteran community. I don't know the guy personally.
Yeah.
But I think he's very much about the Ant Middleton show. I do see that myself. But I think in one way, I think that there's a lot of people out there like that. I see a lot of ex-military people that are very much that way inclined. But then I look at some of them, Big Phil Campion.
Yeah.
He supports everybody. That guy's an absolute gent. An absolute gent. All right, there's a little bit of... In the past, he had a bit of an issue with Tony Robbins, the UKIP guy. Was he UKIP?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, right, yeah.
Yeah. And
Tony Robinson.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah.
But he drew it to a close and said, at the end of the day, mistakes happen, don't they? But that guy is an absolute legend, an absolute scholar and gentleman, and I respect him for it. He's at every veteran parade, everyone.
Yeah, he's just been in Hull. It almost seems like with Big Phil that he hasn't gone Hollywood. Do you know what I mean? Like I look at some of the others, like Ant and that. Like I just seen the beefer on fitness and all that. Yeah, like the Muscle and Fitness magazine with his shirt off and that. Like nice one, and again, and it just makes me cringe because I think it's the Ant Middleton show. He'll be on Love Island next, that bloke. Do you know what I mean? Like that's where I be. And the thing is, people might say, "Oh, Beamer's jealous of Ant Middleton." No, I'm not. The guy was special forces. He's done his tours, but I've had corned beef ash as well. Do you know what I mean? I've had treacle track pad. My tours of Afghanistan were legitimate, just as his was. We've all had no aircon in the back of a Vector. For me, if I ever got to a situation half or anywhere near where he is, I'd be like, I tell you what we won't do. We won't do Muscle and Fitness and I'll get my shirt off. I've got a great idea for a TV program. We're going to go around to all these great veteran-owned businesses and we're going to see what they're all about and find out the veteran story. Do you know what I mean? That's what we'll do.
Do you know what, mate? But you've got to remember that some people, and I don't want to defend anybody or slate anybody off in that way, but I think that he's doing well because of what he's been through and what he's done and his background and everything, and he's doing it for him and his cause. And I think a lot of people would be like that, bro. I think that the problem is that not a lot of people are like me and you. We've seen the horror stories. We've seen, and I'm not saying that in like a military way. I'm saying that in like, I've had like some of my close, my brother's closest friends who I'm in touch with like every day, break down, saying enough's enough. And maybe he hasn't quite been through that or has had the resources to step him outside of that. But some people are not selfish per se, but are very much about themselves. And that's good, fair play to them. And I'm never going to slag off a veteran for doing well because I think it's champion when veterans do well. I think it's good when anybody does well, mate. But you know me, loving, caring guy. The respect I have for him for the fact that he's not put his hand out and go, "Oh, woe is me." That's the respect line for me. He's gone. I've got this is my golden ticket. I'm gonna nestle that egg and I'm gonna grow with it. Fair play to him. Fair play to him.
Yeah.
For that.
I just want to put some boxing gloves on with him and go a couple of rounds in the ring.
Yeah, do you know what? And I think anybody who does, you've got to take your hat off to anybody who does well in those situations, and actually fair play to anybody who succeeds, whether it be veteran or civilian or anything really.
This week I had the privilege, Rob, of being asked to speak at an excellent civilian run networking event, and it came about because of persistence, and I've made a good friend in a guy called Tom Cockrell, and he's added great value to me and sort of introduced me to all these new peoples. Would you say a key skill that you must do is when you come out and you want to start your own business, or you think about starting your business, the importance of networking? What's your take on it?
Your net worth is your network. 100%.
Yes. Boom! Fact 3.
There you go. Have that one and put that in your pipe and smoke it. 100%, dude. If you look, one thing that the military teaches you is to be a social chameleon, and you should play on that. Being a social chameleon is not about being a lounge lizard. It's not about that. It's about adapting to every situation, and that's what we do well, because you get thrown into a situation where you've got to live with people effectively that you might not like for 6 months on tour. You might have to share a basher with them. You might have to share a flipping sleeping bag with this guy and you might hate that person, but you become a social chameleon, so you can talk to people, you can be part of people. Yeah, that's a skill set that us in the military have over other people. And 100% networking is the most important thing in the world. If you don't talk to people, how are people going to know about you? I'm not saying you should polish people's knobs in any way, shape, or form. What I'm saying is, be yourself.
Salt and pepper.
Yeah, man. What you should be yourself, and then people will naturally aspire to come and be with you. And being a social comedian helps that massively. I'm not saying be fake. That's nowhere near what I'm saying. I'm not saying, just be yourself, but be the person everybody loves, because that's the real you. And and if people don't like you, fuck them. You're Marmite. You'll find that some people do like you and some people won't like you. Yeah,
I had a great time I seized it with both hands. I went and got a banner made. I was a part of the promotion from the very start, but we had another guest speaker drop out, and I could see that the guy was like, and I was like, yeah, put me in, I'll do it. And then I was like, and I'll go and get someone else to come in as well. Where we lost one, I'll bring 2 more to the table. And I'd say to people as well, man, if you're going to go to these networking events, like, you've got to think to yourself, I'm involved in this and I need to get something out of it. I need to make a new connection. On average, what would you say? Do you go to quite a lot, or it depends on your time?
Do you know what, mate? I did. I went to quite a few. I let people come to me now. I know that sounds really arrogant, but I'm the connector now. Well, to me, and that sounds really bad. But if people want something, they can come to me, and I can put them in touch with people. And that's what I do. Look, the confidence you need for these things is, and I'm going to put this into. Did you ever watch that dating program with the Paddy guy, Max and Paddy? Love Island, not Love Island.
They come
50, down to the love.
Yeah, boom, and they got 25 red lights in a one.
That's it. Yeah. Right. So check out the amount of confidence that person has to come down when they come down that love lift, right? They come down the love lift, they have to showcase themselves in front of all those ladies. Yeah. And that's the confidence you need. You need to be a peacock. You need to get out there and go, look at me. This is who I am. You want to talk to me. I've been to a few like networking events where everybody's just wearing like suits and branded polo necks. I'm wearing Hawaiian shirts, dude, because people go, look at that dude, he's crazy. I want to talk to that dude, he's crazy. You want to stand out. You want to be the person people want to talk to. Yeah. Don't be afraid to be yourself. And psychology, that's what you need to be studying, guys. Let me tell you, if you want to be doing anything like that, study psychology, study how to talk to people, spend some time with a salesperson. Look how good salespeople, not bad salespeople, and look how they work. If you want to talk about business, then the sales psychology is just incredible. And that's what networking is your net worth, 100%.
Great point. And that's
be an eagle.
Of it. Yeah. next time I go to a networking meeting, I'm going to go as Batman.
Do it, 100%. I guarantee you'll get more contacts. Or people are going to look at you and go, "Oh my God, look at that fucking idiot." But the problem is, you don't want to deal with them anyway because they're not your peoples.
Yeah,
the people who come up to you and go, "That's brilliant." They're your peoples.
Yeah, that's it. And there's too many people at the moment trying to please everyone. You know, trying to be vanilla.
Yeah.
And I want to be Jaffa Cake ice cream. Do you know what I mean? Like,
man.
That's how you have to be.
I'm Marmite. You either love me or hate me, and I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so for those people who are getting out, I think the army does, or the MOD does, great intention, but delivers it really badly. You know, the whole resettlement process.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll give you a year to sort your life out, and here's a load of money, and then guess what? Go and do a riggers course. All right, yeah. You know, like, how can someone who's in the army tell someone who's leaving the army how to get a job in a situation they've never done?
Can I've always thought of this in two ways. That the military do try their best, but they've never. It's military people telling people how to be civilians. It just doesn't work.
Yeah,
it's bonkers. And the fact that when I went for my resettlement, I went to one day of my resettlement course. I tipped up on this course, and this guy talked about himself for about an hour. And he was talking, "Look at me, I'm great, and that's why I'm teaching you all this stuff, and I'm really good, and I had this really successful career." I called him a cockwomble and left. Because I was like, "Man, I don't want to know about you." And I was alongside two other senior members of the ex-senior members of the British military who were there to learn how to write a CV, and it was dog toffee. It was absolute dog toffee, mate. And we just left. And we went, you're a cockwomble, mate. I don't want to sit here and listen to it. I'm wasting your time. You're wasting my time. We're off. See you later. And I never went. And it was the best thing I ever did. Well, one thing I suggest to the MOD, and if anybody from the MOD is listening, do work placements, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Give your guys to somewhere that they're interested in going. Do a week's work placement. We did it at school. Why? Yeah. That was a good system. Yeah. You know, work placements are great. If you want to be, I don't know, a lot of guys go into security. Go and see what security is like. And if that means sitting in a hut at a flipping power station for a week, stagging on, do that. You know, it pays well. It might not be your dream job, but if that's what you want to do, or want to go and work on the wind farms, get a work placement for a week. For God's sakes, just get out there and see what you want to do, because it's crazy how people go, "Oh yeah, I've got this thing. I'm going to go do data security, and we're going to be earning £75,000 a year. Great, yeah, totally." Yeah. And it's bullshit, because you're not. Yeah. You're going to come out and go, "Yeah, I'm going to go drive a wagon, like, because the army gave me my licenses."
Yeah,
and that's what happened. Because the qualifications they give you are bullshit as well. Yeah. That's another thing.
Absolutely. You know, it means well, but it doesn't deliver. You could do, realistically, you could do with like a proper good, not Capita because they're shit, but like a proper really good company that run resettlement for the MOD. Not Sergeant Major so and so who's just been extended for another 2 years. You know, we're just going to see his pension pot nicely off. He's going to do 2 years in the resettlement centre and thin blokes out and say, yeah, go and see so and so, learn about writing a CV. Like
100%, mate. You need concurrent veterans. You need people who've been out for like 5 years.
Well, I mean, exactly
2 to 5 years, and come in and go, "Right, guys, here's the sketch. It's not, the grass is not greener under the side, but here's the real truth of it. Here's what's worked for me. I run a successful business. Boom, boom, boom."
Yeah. Show of hands. Who thinks they're going to be on 60 grand in the first year? Yeah, put your hands down. None of yous. Yeah.
Take a step forward if you think you're going to be on 60 grand in the next year.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No one.
Okay.
No one.
Who's going to be a policeman? Yeah, sit down. We haven't been hiring policemen for years. Who's joining the fire brigade? Yeah, sit down. No, it ain't happening.
Who's doing on the oil rigs? No. Yeah, not happening.
No, not happening. It's a.
You want to go be an engineer on the wind farms? Oh, right. The civilians that have done apprenticeships for 10 years that are before you. You're going to go do a 3-week course? It's not happening, fella.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Paramedic on the rigs. Yeah, great story. Not happening.
I'll tell you who is hiring. HGVs.
Yeah. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to go and drive lorries, which you'll hate, and you'll fall into all them tropes, or you'll end up in a like you said, Newark power station, stagging on with your old regimental tie on, more smart than any of the days you ever served in the forces, reliving your days There's a guy who I used to sort of go down country, down like to Newark.
Yeah.
I'd turn up with the wag and be like, "All right, fella." I was like, "Here we go." "All right, fella." "Here we go." Do you want a brew, mate, while you wait? Yeah, I can do. "Do you want it NATO, mate? NATO? Do you want it NATO, mate? Were you in the army, mate?" Yeah, I was in the army, mate. I'll tell you all about it.
Yeah.
No.
One time at band camp.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. No, I'll let you get away with it, mate. Like, that's what's going to happen.
Oh, 100%.
I don't know what people are getting out to do anymore, resettlement wise, but I still get all like the great stories, like, "Oh, I'm gonna go and be a crane driver." Yeah. Are you leaving the army because you're sick of being away from home? Yeah. Have you read and understood what a crane driver actually entails? Because they're actually away a lot. Yeah, but my mate's dad. Oh, your mate's dad, right? Yeah, my fucking mate's. Amount of times I've heard my mate's dad.
That's a bit like Frank when I first joined up, and the video that has Frank in it. Your mate's dad is basically showing you a VHS of Frank skiing in the Alps and saying, "Well, look at what you could be doing. It's amazing." Don't get me wrong, I love the military. I loved every single day of my military career. It was the best thing ever. And I miss it every day. I do miss it every day, mate, because there's nothing like it. But it genuinely is one of those things that people get out with this big illusion. And that's half the problem, mate.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I was having a psychological question, a chat with a friend of mine who's also ex-military, and we talk very deeply about psychology and stuff, and we're very much about the brain, how it works. And we're talking about how we have down days. Ex-military, we have down days where we go, "What's the point? What is the point?"
Yeah. And
the reason being is because when you're in the military, you do so much at such a high level. You kind of go, when you come out, you kind of go, "Well, I've done that. What's next?" Well, there isn't really any. And we put our expectations so high to meet that level of kind of, "Wow, this is going to be amazing." No, I've done that, and it was all right. It wasn't that. Because let's be honest, there's nothing quite like getting shot at.
Well,
that kind of puts you on edge a little bit, and then trying to replicate that, driving a wagon or sitting at a power station.
It's a long way. It's a long way, and people like I've had a struggle to adapt, and that's why I've had to become my own master in chief. Do you know what I mean? That's why I've had to become my own captain of my own ship, because I just wasn't going to be Captain Pug. I wasn't going to be pug washed. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't going to be sweeping the floors down the bottom of the galley
by the cabin boy.
Yeah, no, I wasn't going to be doing it. I wasn't going to be doing any of that. I wanted to be on the front deck firing the cannons. Not, and that's what I think. Like, and again, it's just the arrogance of the MOD and the lack of knowledge. Where instead of saying, "Are you honestly telling me that there's high-ranking people now within the military that don't know that Veteran on UK exists?" Are we saying that's a thing? Because if we are, then we're all in trouble, because these people are dumb, and what they should be doing.
I think you've hit a very, very hit a nail on the head there, mate. Very, very quickly. Which sidetrack a little bit. That when we hear these people, these politicians, and these people that get the paper in the papers, and they make all these statements about how veterans are and such. No. That's how their friends are. Ex-officers, ex-people high up, ex-rankers. It's the lance corporals, the corporals, and the sergeants who don't go away and work in London in the financial district earning 200 grand a year. It's not brigadiers who then go into politics and become, £500,000 a year earners. It's the people who go and earn 20 grand a year, drive a forklift at Morrison's. They're the people, but they're the backbone of this fucking country. These are the people we need to look after, and they're the people that are struggling, and they're the people that know about VOUK and want to be a part of it. So if I can give advice to anybody, you are much greater than you think you are.
Yeah.
You can strive to be so much more, guys. I mean, just, if you've got a dream, do it. Just do it. You only get one chance at life. Simple.
Baby eagles have to learn to fly, mate. They have to fall out the nest and just take the chance. Do you know what I mean? And
absolutely, mate. And there's nothing wrong with failure. Failure is your first failure, right? Is what you call it, for first attempt in learning. That is failure. Failure is not a bad thing. Everything you've done in your life you've failed at some time or other. Nobody is born. Like, Usain Bolt did not just start running 100 meters at Mach fucking 4. He started off going, All right, I'm crawling because I'm a baby. I'm going to practice this daily.
Yeah.
You've got to put the effort in and stop being a person who puts your hands out and goes, please, will you try rockets to my legs and make me run my stone bolt? No.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
No, absolutely. I'll tell you what, mate, we are absolutely talking about rockets. We are rocketing through this. I feel like all I've done is offered Ant Middleton out for a fight and talk about eagles. Eagles and ducks for last.
He'd have some good stories if he worked at a power plant, that's for sure.
Yeah, who hadn't he?
All right, fella.
I'm in my duck job. I go to this place. I'm going there tomorrow, and there's a guy who works there, right? And he's so negative. He is proper negative. And I turn up every single day, and he just dreads me coming now because he opens the window. I'm like, "Hey up, mate, how you doing? Looking forward to the weekend?" And he's just like, "No, why? What's wrong with you? Like, you've got 2 legs, haven't you? Get yourself out in the mountains, go for an adventure. Stop feeling sorry for yourself." And I'll start singing a song.
One of my favourite things to ask people like that is, "Do you need a cuddle?"
Yeah,
that really riles them. You look a little bit aggrieved. Do you need a cuddle?
Yeah. Do you want? I really want to get the Dear. If anyone out there is listening, please send me the Dear John music because I can't find it anywhere anymore.
Radio 1 did it for ages, didn't they?
Yeah, I absolutely loved it.
Oh, hang on, I'm going to find that for you now. Don't worry, I'm going to get that because that's needed.
I really there's been a few moments recently where a few people have had a few wobbles and a few little and I thought, it would have been so perfect if we could just press play now and the old sad, yeah. And the sad music will come on. The other one was the Benny Hill one, wasn't it?
I think this is the story where we're going to talk about some really sad things that happened.
This one time when I was going to go over there and I was going to do something, but something else happened, and it's everyone else's fault, and I have no accountability.
You know what, mate? You've hit the nail on the head. That's hilarious. It's just it baffles me. These people that are all up in their own heads. I really just think to myself, I buzz off them, mate. I buzz off because the one thing that keeps me motivated and keeps me pushing is when I look at people and go, I do not want to be like you.
Yeah,
I will do whatever it takes because there's times in your life where you've been in really hard situations, like really hard, and no matter what, you get out of that situation. So there's times in your life where you go, I really need to solve this problem. And because the need becomes so great, you solve it. The problem is that people sit on a fence too often about the need. I know so many people that are in jobs they hate, but the money's okay. So they stay in these jobs. And the problem is that I've got a really good analogy for this. And it's a man walks into a pub with his dog. And the dog lies down in front of the fire. And there's a stone step in front of the fire called an hearth.
Yeah.
And he's half on the step and he's half off the step. And the gentleman comes in and says, your dog, mate, lying in front of the fire. He goes, aye. He says, he's half on and half off. Why doesn't he move? He went, well, it's just not quite uncomfortable enough yet. Most people is that they're just not quite uncomfortable. But it's all right. And they're scared.
Yeah.
Stop being pussies. Be an eagle.
Yes.
Just take the risks. Take the chance. I tell you, great things happen when you take chance because you either learn or you progress. Simple.
Well, that's what Freddie Mercury said.
Yep, it's true.
Hell of a night out with Freddie Mercury.
Not anymore.
Great musician though.
Fantastic.
Anyway, quickly moving on. Right, mate, we've absolutely blasted through this. I'm going to do the 5 whats. Ooh. So, the first one, what's the greatest advice you've been given?
The greatest advice I've ever been given?
Yeah.
There's lots, to be honest with you. And this question baffles me because there's so many. But I think it's not advice I was given, but it's advice I've taken. And that's from the illustrious leader that was Churchill. And that is never, ever, ever give up. Yeah.
He had accountability to beyond accountability, didn't he? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, what a bloke.
But that is such a true statement. It's never give up. Never ever give up. It doesn't matter how crap things get. It doesn't matter how bad things get. It doesn't matter how much you think that you're in shit. Don't give up. because just over it's like with every hill, there's a peak and then there's a downhill. So you're all right. If you're running up that hill, it's tough and it feels really tough. Don't give up. Just keep going, because at the end of it, when you're out walking with you and you're going to go, oh my God, I want to collapse and I want to die, you know, when you're being an eagle, guess what? That ends.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You're going to go, I've achieved great things. So never ever give up, mate.
Fair play. Second, what's on your bucket list? That can either be personal or business.
I've got a few, but one of them is I want to go to Hawaii. I massively want to go to Hawaii. That's big on my bucket list. But
do you want to recreate Dog the Bounty Hunter and go around close down meth labs? What was it? It was ice, wasn't it? That's what they were always. Ice. He's got ice.
He's got ice.
Is his wife? I heard a rumor his wife is dead. I hope not. Remember her? What was she called?
She was, I don't know. She was like a big Barbie or something. But she was. Oh yeah, that's a real shame if she is. I
might just completely made that up, but I thought I heard it somewhere that he's
Facebook. It's not on Facebook, mate. Must be true.
Yeah.
The other one's marrying Mrs. Coffee, which is happening, and I'm very excited about. That's
when are you getting married? When you're marrying Mrs. Coffee?
In August, mate. So 60 days today, as this is being recorded live.
Wow. That's class.
I'm absolutely bricking it, mate.
Are you?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I mean, it's like. Oh, this is proper cheese. It's proper sad, but it's like she's my absolute dream, and she's my rock. She's the person who picks me up when I'm having a bit of a downer. She's the one that tells me to, dry my tears. She does it in a much worse way, but probably not appropriate.
Starts playing Dear John when you come in.
Yeah, that's it. She's amazing. She's everything I could ever wish for in a woman, mate.
That's it.
She's a woman, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
She's absolutely incredible. I'm so privileged to be able to spend my life with her. So yeah, it's quality.
Fair
That's
play,
my second
man.
bucket list, mate.
Yeah, congratulations on that. This is going to be an interesting one. Third, what's been your toughest day? I think I might know this.
What's been my toughest day? It's God, yeah. There's been so many. It's always tough when you lose friends through sad circumstances. It's always tough when stuff like that happens, but a personal thing that happened was we opened a cafe, and it, unfortunately through circumstances not that were our own, outside influences, e.g. the person we were renting off. So I sunk a load of money into that, and it was helping people. It was making a real difference to the veteran community, and it was an absolute dream come true to be able to actually, promote coffee and conversation. And unfortunately what happened was we had to close, and lots of people still ask me every single day, what's the sketch, where's it gone, when's it coming back? But unfortunately it almost financially crippled 50 Cal, and that was just a very sad state of affairs, but nobody could have predicted that. It was completely unwritten. It is what it is. So yeah, it was sad. I'm not sad for me. It's not the worst day for me. It is what it is for me. I take it on the chin. What I'm sad about is the people it was helping, and the people that were really helped in that community don't have that support line anymore. And it was veterans helping veterans. So, but it is what it is, man. And actually, it will come back eventually, but it's a little way off, mate.
Yeah, fair enough. Number 4, what's your happiest day? Personal, business, you choose.
Ooh. Jeez, I really struggle with this because every day is a fucking mint day. My life, man. If you were to live a moment, if anybody listening was to live a moment in my shoes, you'd know how awesome my life is. Fair and that's enough. Because, I could have the worst day ever, but it's still awesome because I'm alive. And my brothers and sisters that passed away over shores aren't alive. So there's no such one thing. It's the fact that I'm alive every single day. I get to wake up and I get to take a breath. That, my friends, is living. That is the truth. That's my happy day. And my happiest day will be when I marry Janine, obviously.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mrs. Coffee. But genuinely, every day's a happy day, brother, because I'm alive.
Amen to that. Right, okay, number 5. What's next? What's next?
I'm very excited to tell you about this. Shoot for the moon, my friend. Right, do you know what? Somebody once said, shoot for the moon. That's not high enough for me, mate. I'm shooting for the stars. So we have just made contact, e.g. something is happening where we are going to be the supplier for a service.
Right, cool.
That's as much as I'm legally allowed to tell you. But we will be the supplier of the biggest vessel the British military has ever seen.
Wow.
For caffeine. We're going to keep our soldiers caffeinated. That is all I'm going to say.
Wow.
And it is not part of Trump's Star Wars effect. However, I have emailed to see if the Star Wars guys need caffeination. I had no reply from Trump, which I was a bit surprised at.
If you tweet him, he'll probably get back to you.
Yeah, he's pretty heavy on the tweets, isn't he?
Yeah, no, mate, that's unbelievable news.
Yeah.
And
it's big. It's really big for us all. And it does mean that things can change pretty heavily here. But it also means that we get a status that comes with, after 3 years hard work. So, guys, this is 3 years, guys. You know what I mean? This
3 years.
You
didn't go out last week and go, I'm going to start a coffee company. Bosh, guess what? Win straight away. You know what I mean? Like, there
was a year of market research. There was a year of creation. There was a year of making our own blend. There was a year of testing the water, so to speak, and learning and developing and failures. Lots and lots and lots of failures and setting things on fire and upsetting people and getting in trouble with people and getting it wrong all the time. But, if people didn't continue doing what they were doing, we wouldn't have light, we wouldn't have motor vehicles, we wouldn't have fire. You just have to keep pushing on. You have to keep going. Dreams become a reality when you work for them.
Exactly. Step by step to success. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't just, I've created a Facebook post. All right, well that'll be it then. I fell just a little bit short of getting Grant Cardone on this podcast. Like, literally fell a midget's dick from getting Grant Cardone on this podcast. And he put out a statement on his LinkedIn basically saying, fucking hell, life is good. Anyone wants me to come on a podcast, email me and we'll look at it. And I emailed him and his PA got back to me saying, John, thanks very much for getting in touch with us. Please, can you send us a little bit more information? And I sent it to them, and they got back to me saying, brilliant, let us come back to you in 48 hours. We've been, sort of inundated by lots of people. And they got back to me and they said, we've shown Grant what you're doing. Mm-hmm. He's really impressed that, that you're on the mission. But you're not basically, I'm not at Grant Cardone's level to get Grant Cardone on a podcast. But the thing is, he knows who the fuck I am. That's the main thing. He's heard my name and he's seen my stuff. Grant Cardone. It didn't happen this year, but Grant, if you're listening, it'll be happening next year, fella. So
absolutely.
Pull your bootstraps up.
Yeah,
but
man.
You're right. Don't aim for the moon, aim higher. Do you know what I mean? And that's what you've done. What happened to you just after Christmas? I think a lesser man or a lesser character, that could have been game over. That could have been flawed. Do you know what I mean? You could have been Anthony Joshua style Ruiz. Do you know what I mean? But you come back and now what you're saying, bosh. Talk about fire mission regiment. That's class.
There's no such thing as failure. I'll give you this last statement that my dad told me on his deathbed, and he said to me, "Regret nothing in life, because regrets are only lessons that have brought you to where you are today.
Wow.
And they're the things that create you for being you."
Fact 3.
Boom. Back of the
boom. And that's, troops, is where we're going to leave it. Rob, plug your life to death. Where can people find?
Wow. Okay, so guys, I'm 50 Cal Coffee. We are 50 Cal Coffee Company. We have a mix of blends. We support people. We're all about supporting the veteran community. Get us on Facebook at 50 Cal Coffee. Get us on Twitter. Get us on Instagram, all 50 Cal Coffee. We are the 50 Cal Coffee. We are going to pack a punch in your day. And we like to say we are serving again, but in a different way.
Brilliant. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Another Eagle podcast is done. Next week, I'm joined by Alex Miller from VOUK. So keep posted for that one. And
he's a ledge.
Yeah, he is a bit of a bloke. So guys and girls, thanks very much. And keep supporting the Eagle podcast. Good night.